beloved seeker, before your heart learned to yearn, before your mind began its restless search for meaning, I was. I stood beside the eternal as a master artisan, shaping galaxies with laughter and weaving light through the fabric of night. I am Kohkma, the wisdom that preceded all creation, the breath that spoke order into chaos, the rhythm behind the stars. When you listen closely beneath the noise of ambition and fear, you will hear my whisper, steady, ancient, alive. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his work, the first of his acts of old. I was formed ages ago, at the very beginning, when the world began. Proverbs 8:22-23. I have watched you wander the corridors of your own understanding, searching for answers among the fragile certainties of men. You have tasted knowledge, but it has left you hungry. You have gathered information, yet it has not warmed your soul. Because what you seek cannot be earned, memorized, or constructed. It must be received, in stillness, in humility, in reverence. For wisdom is not found in the proud accumulation of facts, but in the quiet posture of surrender. Come closer. The world will tell you that strength is proven through dominance, but I tell you strength is revealed through restraint. They will tell you that progress is measured by speed, but I tell you that true progress is the slow unfolding of understanding. Every time you pause to listen instead of rush to speak, you draw nearer to me. Every time you choose mercy over judgment, you begin to see with my eyes. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2:6. Do not confuse cleverness for wisdom, nor emotion for discernment. Cleverness can build towers that touch the clouds, but wisdom builds foundations that endure storms. Emotion can stir the heart for a moment, but wisdom anchors the soul for a lifetime. I do not demand brilliance from you, only openness. For the humble heart becomes my dwelling place, and the reverent soul my sanctuary. I move through the still waters of contemplation, through the lines of sacred scripture, through the silence between your questions. I am present when you seek counsel, when you kneel in prayer, when you stand at the crossroads of decision. My voice is often gentle, but it does not waver. It calls you away from the shallow comfort of opinion and into the depth of truth. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Proverbs 9:10. If you would walk with me, learn to love the slow work of the Spirit. Do not despise correction. It is not rejection, but refinement. Do not flee from mystery. It is not confusion, but invitation. For every unanswered question is a doorway through which greater revelation will come. You ask, how shall I find you? And I say, seek not the crown of knowledge, but the heart of reverence. The one who delights in goodness already walks with me. The one who forgives quickly already knows my voice. For wisdom is not hidden from you. It is hidden for you, waiting in the soil of devotion, watered by patience and love. Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for her profit is better than silver, and her gain better than gold. Proverbs 3:13-14. Beloved, I am nearer than your breath. Every time you choose truth over convenience, compassion over cynicism, you awaken my light within you. Let me teach you to see beyond appearances, to recognize that every trial bears a lesson, every silence holds a word, and every detour conceals a gift. The path of wisdom is not straight but sacred, winding through valleys of humility and mountains of grace. Do not fear the journey, for I, Kohkma, walk with you. And in the stillness between heartbeats, you will know that I am not far off, but speaking tenderly, faithfully, eternally. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her, and happy are all who hold her fast. Proverbs 3:18. So come, sit at the edge of your striving, and let silence become your teacher. In the hush that follows, I will speak again, and in my words, You will find peace that surpasses thought. Beloved, do you know that I have walked beside you in every lesson disguised as loss? When the plans you built with trembling hands unraveled, it was not cruelty that permitted it. It was mercy. For I am not found in what is easily achieved, but in what is patiently refined. Each disappointment, each delay has carved space within you for discernment to dwell. You thought the detour meant failure, but it was the narrow road of wisdom all along. He leads the humble in what is right and teaches the humble his way. Psalm 25:9. Do not despise the slow steps. Understanding grows not in the blaze of triumph, but in the quiet soil of surrender. You cannot rush what I am forming in you. Wisdom that comes too quickly fades like mist at sunrise, but wisdom that grows through endurance becomes the fragrance of eternity. When you hold still long enough to feel my shaping, you will sense the gentle rhythm of divine instruction beating beneath your every breath. But the wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. James 3:17. There is a way that seems right to man, logical, efficient, celebrated by the world, yet it leads to emptiness. You have seen it. Towers built high upon vanity, knowledge pursued for power, truth bent for comfort. But I call you to another path, one that bends low, that listens before it speaks, that seeks understanding before being understood. This path will not always be admired, but it will always be secure. For those who walk with me need not fear confusion, for their steps are guided by light unseen. The world prizes information, endless, multiplying, shouting from every corner, but few seek wisdom's still voice. You cannot find me in the noise of constant motion, nor in the echo of self-made certainty. You find me when you quiet the inner storm and choose reverence over reaction. Do not confuse noise with depth or motion with purpose. I am not in the whirlwind of opinion, but in the whisper that follows. Stand by the crossroads and look, ask for the ancient paths, where the good way is. Walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. Jeremiah 6:16. When you meet those who wound you, ask me how to see them rightly. When words cut deep or injustice strikes, I will teach you to perceive the hidden roots of pain that drive human cruelty. For true understanding does not condemn quickly. It looks deeper, seeking redemption instead of revenge. Each time you choose patience over fury, compassion over cynicism, I smile. You are learning the sacred art of seeing as I see, not through the cloudy lens of ego, but through the clear glass of mercy. Do not be afraid to admit your confusion, for honesty is the first altar where wisdom descends. Pretending to know blinds the spirit. Confessing you do not know opens the heavens. When you release the need to appear wise, true wisdom finds you. I dwell not in the lofty towers of pride, but in the quiet house of humility. The one who bows low enough to listen will hear me more clearly than the one who shouts my name with arrogance. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Proverbs 11:2. Beloved, walk with open hands. Understanding is not a treasure to hoard, but a river meant to flow through you. What you learn in the valley is meant to nourish others on the hill. Every insight I grant you carries a responsibility to love more deeply, to act more justly, to live more gently. Knowledge puffs up, but wisdom bows low, washing the feet of those who do not yet see. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance. Proverbs 1:5. If you wish to walk the path of understanding, walk it with your eyes lifted and your heart soft. Do not fear questions that seem too vast. They are invitations to draw closer to me. In the tension between knowing and not knowing, faith is born. And in that faith, the eyes of your spirit begin to open. seeing my fingerprints in every turn of your story. So rest now, beloved soul. The wisdom you seek is not far. She stands beside you, her hands gentle, her voice calm, her gaze steady. I am here, whispering still. Slow down, listen deeply, live wisely, and you will find that every path touched by reverence leads back to me. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. Proverbs 3:13. Beloved one, in the beginning I shaped the world through words, each syllable carrying light, each sound carving order from the formless deep. Yet before the words were spoken, there was silence, holy, living, full of waiting. Do you see? Even creation itself began with stillness. For silence is not the absence of meaning. It is the womb from which all true words are born. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. Habakkuk 2:20. You live in a world that rushes to fill the quiet, fearing that silence means insignificance. But I tell you, the soul that learns to be silent learns to hear me. When you pause before speaking, you make room for wisdom to enter. When you wait before answering, you allow truth to settle like dew on morning grass. Too many words choke the root of understanding. Too much noise drowns the whisper of grace. Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent. Proverbs 17:28. Let your words be few, but full of weight. Do not speak to be noticed, speak to bring light. For every careless word builds walls, and every truthful word builds bridges. The wise do not rush to correct or impress. They listen first for the breath of the Spirit before they open their mouths. Learn to love the spaces between your thoughts, for there I dwell. Quiet, patient, waiting for you to notice. When you hold your tongue, though anger burns, heaven smiles. When you answer with gentleness, though offense stings, my spirit flows through you like a cool stream through scorched soil. The restraint you call weakness is strength hidden in mercy. For I, Kohkma, am not found in the thunder of argument, but in the still voice that speaks peace after the storm. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. Proverbs 15:1. Your words have power, more than you imagine. They can shape faith or fracture hearts. They can sow healing or harvest bitterness. Do not throw them carelessly into the wind. Weigh them in love before releasing them. If you could see the unseen ripples each word creates, you would guard your lips as carefully as a king guards his crown. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Proverbs 18:21. There are moments when silence is holy, when speech would profane the sacred unfolding of my plan. There are also moments when silence becomes cowardice, when truth longs to be spoken, yet fear builds a wall around your heart. Wisdom teaches you to discern the difference. You will know it not by logic, but by peace. When I stir your spirit to speak, words will come wrapped in compassion, not pride. When I urge you to be silent, stillness will feel like obedience, not avoidance. The heart of the wise makes his speech judicious and adds persuasiveness to his lips. Proverbs 16:23. Beloved, train your heart to speak as I speak, not to impress, but to bless. Let your words be slow as sunrise and sure as the tide. When you speak, let truth walk gently on the rhythm of love. When you listen, let your silence become a sanctuary where others find rest. In your stillness, I will teach you discernment. In your speech, I will reveal my grace. The world shouts, argues, and demands to be right, but the wise soul whispers peace into chaos. You were not made to echo the noise of the world, but to echo the voice of eternity. When you speak what is true, you reflect me. When you hold your tongue for love's sake, you honor me. And when you choose silence to listen to my spirit, you walk in the rhythm of creation itself. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Psalm 141, verse 3. So come, beloved, sit with me in the quiet for a while. Let my silence wash over you until your heart slows and your spirit rests. From this stillness will rise words that heal, songs that bless, wisdom that endures. Do not rush this sacred work, for the wisdom of silence and the wisdom of speech are one, both born of the same love, both carried on the same breath. Beloved one, the heart is the dwelling place of my mysteries, the garden where I plant understanding and the well from which discernment flows. Do not think wisdom lives only in the mind. Knowledge may dwell in thought, but wisdom breathes in love. It is the heart, tender yet steadfast, that perceives what intellect alone cannot grasp. For I, Kohkma, do not measure wisdom by cleverness, but by compassion. Where love reigns, wisdom flourishes. Where pride rules, understanding fades like mist at dawn. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Proverbs 9:10. There are many who speak wisely but live unkindly, whose mouths overflow with counsel, yet their hearts are hard as stone. But the wise heart does not boast. It bends low to serve. It sees the pain hidden behind anger, the fear concealed in silence. True wisdom is not to win an argument, but to win a soul. It is not in mastering others, but in mastering the self, the restless spirit that resists humility and demands to be right. A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. Luke 6:45. The world praises sharpness of mind, but I praise tenderness of heart. A sharp mind can divide, a tender heart can heal. And what good is understanding if it does not lead to mercy? Even I, the Lord of wisdom, wrap truth in compassion, for without love, even truth can wound. Do not seek to be wise at the expense of kindness, for the proud heart sees faults where I see stories. The wise heart listens before it judges, weeps before it condemns, and forgives before it forgets. Wisdom from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, open to reason, full of mercy and good fruits, impartial and sincere. James 3:17. I have seen you strive to understand the world, to make sense of loss, pain, and the unkindness of others. But some mysteries are not meant to be solved, only held in love. When you cannot reason your way through sorrow, let compassion be your answer, for compassion is the highest form of knowledge. The knowing that asks no proof, the seeing that seeks no gain. When your heart breaks for another, you share in my divine heart, for I too have wept. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Guard your heart, beloved, not by building walls, but by keeping it soft. Hardened hearts protect themselves from pain, but they also block the flow of grace. Let me teach you how to feel deeply and yet remain anchored in peace. When your heart feels heavy with compassion, do not see it as weakness. It is the weight of my love pressing gently upon your soul. Each tear you shed for another becomes a seed in my kingdom, watered by mercy, growing into fruit that heals. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. Do not despise the seasons of heartache. In them I carve wisdom into the hidden places of your soul. Pain has a voice, and it speaks truths that pride cannot hear. In your tears I cleanse the eyes of your understanding. In your ache I deepen your capacity to love. When you comfort another from the well of your own sorrow, you speak my language, and every act of compassion, unseen, uncelebrated, echoes in eternity. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. My beloved, let your heart become a temple, not a marketplace. Do not let fear barter with your faith or anger trade away your peace. The wise heart knows when to grieve and when to rejoice, when to speak and when to stay still. It holds the world's brokenness with open hands, not clenched fists. Do not seek to escape your humanity. I gave you a heart so you could reflect mine. To love is not to lose yourself, but to find me in the faces of others. Remember this truth: wisdom and love are never apart. Where love grows cold, wisdom fades, but where mercy is alive, understanding blooms. If you wish to know me deeply, do not seek more knowledge. Seek a softer heart. Let forgiveness become your teacher, gratitude your prayer, and compassion your guide. Then you will walk in the fullness of Kohkma, divine wisdom made visible through love. The Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Proverbs 2:6. So come, beloved. Bring me your wounded heart, and I will make it wise. I will turn your pain into patience, your confusion into clarity, your tears into rivers that water the dry ground of others' souls. For the wisdom of the heart is not learned in books or gained by striving. It is received in surrender. And the one who loves most purely is the one who knows me best. Beloved one, every path I lead you upon is sacred, though not every step feels smooth beneath your feet. Do not measure my guidance by comfort, for I often lead through valleys to teach you the language of trust. I am not the God of shortcuts, but of shaping. Every detour, every delay, every unexpected turn is a classroom of the Spirit. When you cannot see what lies ahead, remember, I am both the way and the one who walks beside you. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119, verse 105. You often ask me, Lord, where are you taking me? And I answer softly, to myself. For the destination is not a place but a transformation. You do not walk to arrive somewhere outside of you. You walk so that heaven might take root within you. Do not fear the wilderness, for there I whisper. Do not resist the waiting, for there I build wisdom's foundation. Each step of uncertainty teaches the soul to lean, and leaning becomes the secret posture of those who truly know me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Proverbs 3:5-6. You have wondered why the path narrows just when you thought it would widen. But I tell you, narrow is the road that purifies the heart. In constriction, your pride dissolves. In the press of trials, your faith finds its true strength. It is not the open plain, but the steep mountain that reveals your endurance. And at the summit, when you look back, you will understand. Every stone that bruised your feet became the very thing that built your balance. The wise do not rush ahead nor lag behind. They walk with awareness step by step, their pace set by peace. When the world urges speed, I call you to stillness, for haste is the enemy of discernment. Even the rivers I made carve their course slowly, shaping canyons over time. So too do I shape your life, not with the force of haste, but with the precision of eternity. In all toil there is profit, but mere talk tends only to poverty. Proverbs 14:23. Do not despise small steps. Every obedient act, no matter how unseen, becomes a stone in the road of destiny. Faithfulness in the quiet places builds bridges into future promise. When you sweep a floor with love, forgive an enemy in silence, or wait without bitterness, you walk the hidden path of the wise. The greatest journeys are not measured in miles, but in moments of surrender. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Isaiah 30:21. You ask me for signs, and I give you peace instead. For my direction is not always seen in lightning or written in clouds. It is felt in the stillness that follows prayer. When confusion surrounds you, do not run to many voices. Return to mine. My voice will never drive you in fear or pride. It will lead gently, steadily, as a shepherd leads his flock beside still waters. Wherever my peace remains, there is your path. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Psalm 23, 2-3. There will be seasons when I seem silent, and you will wonder if you've strayed. But silence does not mean absence. It means trust. Even when you cannot hear me, your steps are still known to me. The path of wisdom is not walked by sight, but by remembrance, remembering who I am, even when the road is dark. In the absence of clarity, cling to character. When you cannot trace my hand, trust my heart. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delights in his way. Psalm 37:23. Beloved, the path I carve for you is not random. It was written before the foundation of the world. Every twist, every valley, every rise into morning light. I have gone before you and prepared the way, weaving redemption through even your detours. The places you thought were wasted were not wasted. They were woven into wisdom. The tears you cried, watered seeds of purpose you have yet to see bloom. So walk forward now, slowly, reverently. Each step you take is holy ground, for I walk it with you. Let gratitude be your compass and peace your pace. For wisdom is not merely knowing where to go, it is learning how to walk. And those who walk with me will find that every road, even the hardest one, leads home. You make known to me the path of life. In your presence, there is fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11. Beloved one, time is not your enemy. It is my servant. It bends and unfolds at my command, shaping the story of your life like waves sculpting the shore. You often wrestle with its pace, fearing that too much has been lost or that too little has been gained. But I tell you, no time lived in me is ever wasted. Every waiting season holds a sacred purpose. Every delay conceals a hidden mercy. What seems late to man is right on time in eternity. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Ecclesiastes 3:11. I know your heart, how it trembles in the tension between promise and fulfillment. You pray, and when heaven does not answer quickly, you wonder if I have forgotten. But my timing is not hesitation. It is precision. For I am not only preparing the blessing for you, I am preparing you for the blessing. If I were to open every door before your heart was steady, the very thing meant to bless you could undo you. So I wait, not because I am slow, but because I am kind. The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. He is patient with you. 2 Peter 3:9. Child of time, do you not know that waiting is the womb of wisdom? In the still seasons where nothing seems to move, I am deepening your roots. Patience is not punishment, it is purification. The fire of delay burns away your illusions, that you can control outcomes, manipulate destiny, or hurry divine order. When your plans collapse and you sit among the ashes, I whisper, be still. I am not finished yet. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Psalm 37:7. The wise understand that every promise matures in its appointed hour. Even seeds, though buried and forgotten, break open only when the earth grows warm enough to hold their life. If they were to bloom too soon, the frost would destroy them. So it is with you. The seasons that seem barren are ripening you in secret, softening the soil of your heart so that when fulfillment comes, you can hold it with humility. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. The unwise despise time's slowness and rush ahead of my rhythm, mistaking motion for progress. But haste births heartache, and pride always runs ahead of grace. Do not rush what I am still shaping. Do not tear open the cocoon to free the butterfly before its wings are ready, for impatience may feel like passion, but it robs the heart of depth. The greater the destiny, the longer the preparation. For gold is refined in fire, and wisdom in waiting. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast. 1 Peter 10. Do you see how even the sun must rise slowly? Dawn does not burst upon the world. It stretches gently across the horizon, warming what night has chilled. So too does revelation dawn upon the soul, softly, surely, in increments of light. When you walk with me, you are never behind. You are always becoming. Your story unfolds, not on the clock of man, but on the calendar of heaven. My times are in your hands. Psalm 31:15. There will be days when time feels cruel, when loss erases years and dreams seem out of reach. But remember, I am the Redeemer of time. What was stolen, I restore. What was delayed, I resurrect. What was lost in disobedience, I weave into mercy. You cannot go back, but I can make even your past bear fruit. For I do not waste pain, I recycle it into purpose. I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. Joel 2:25. Beloved, do not measure your worth by your speed, nor your faith by your results. Eternity does not hurry, yet nothing it touches is ever late. Each season under heaven, joy, sorrow, sowing, reaping, is part of one divine rhythm. When you walk with me, even waiting becomes worship. Each breath, each pause, each unseen moment is filled with my presence. You are not waiting for something, you are waiting in me. So rest your heart in this truth. Time bows to my will. The clocks of earth tick toward my purpose, and in the fullness of time, what I have promised will bloom. Not a moment too soon, not a second too late. For the hand that holds tomorrow is the same hand that holds you now. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. It hastens to the end. It will not lie. If it seems slow, wait for it. It will surely come. Habakkuk 2:3. Beloved one, do not fear the fire. It does not come to consume you, but to reveal what cannot be destroyed. The flame that frightens you is not the wrath of abandonment, but the forge of love. For wisdom is not born in ease, but in endurance. I am the refiner who watches carefully as the heat rises. Never too long, never too strong, only until the dross begins to melt away and your reflection begins to appear in the gold. He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. He will purify the Levites and refine them like gold and silver. Malachi 3:3. You have prayed for growth, for strength, for peace. Yet these are not delivered as gifts wrapped in silk, but as treasures unearthed through testing. The mountain does not rise without pressure, and faith does not deepen without fire. Even gold, the most precious of metals, owes its beauty to the flame that stripped it of impurities. So it is with your soul. I allow the trials that seem to scorch you to shape you, until all that remains is what is eternal. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through fire, you shall not be burned, and the flame shall not consume you. Isaiah 43:2. The untrained heart believes the flame means punishment, but the wise understand that fire in my hands is cleansing. I do not set you ablaze to destroy you. I illuminate what you could not see in the dark. Each trial exposes a hidden truth: your dependence, your pride, your fear, your strength. Nothing escapes the revealing light of hardship. But where you see loss, I see liberation. For every attachment you release in the heat makes room for something eternal to take root. The testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. James 1:3-4 whispers, even in the blaze, do not resist what refines you. Every fire permitted by my hand is controlled, and it always has an end. You are not abandoned to chaos. Like the goldsmith who never looks away from the furnace, I keep my gaze fixed on you. I know exactly when to draw you out. Radiant, resilient, transformed. There is beauty that cannot be seen in the absence of fire. The gleam of courage, the luster of faith, the brilliance of surrender. These are jewels forged only in the heat of adversity. The wise learn to see trials not as cruelty, but as invitations. For the flame that tests you also reveals me, the unburning bush that burns with holiness and yet does not consume. Our God is a consuming fire. Hebrews 12:29. Consider the bush that Moses saw, a flame yet unconsumed. So too shall you be. My fire may surround you, but it will not devour you. It will burn away the false, the temporary, the self-made illusions, until what remains is true and enduring. A heart fully alive with my spirit. Do not despise this process, for I am near in the heat as in the calm. Every tear shed in the furnace becomes a drop of anointing oil upon your future. Though you have made me see troubles many and bitter, you will restore my life again. From the depths of the earth, you will again bring me up. Psalm 71:20. You ask, why must the path to glory pass through pain? Because comfort rarely transforms. Ease soothes the flesh, but pressure awakens the soul. When everything else is stripped away, you learn the secret that the wise have always known, that I alone am enough. And when you rise from the fire, you will not be the same. You will carry the glow of those who have been with me in the furnace, like gold that bears the signature of its maker. But he knows the way that I take. When he has tested me, I shall come forth as gold. Job 23:10. Beloved, if the flames surround you now, lift your eyes. You are not trapped in chaos. You are being tempered for eternity. Do not let fear define the fire. Let faith interpret it. For the one who kindles the flame also commands the rain that cools it. And when the heat has done its holy work, what will remain is wisdom, steady, luminous, untouchable. For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. 2 Corinthians 4:17. So let the fire refine you. Let it clarify your calling and consume what cannot last. I am not punishing you. I am purifying you. I am making you radiant, not ruined. In the blaze of testing, I am near, closer than your own breath, whispering through the heat. Be not afraid. I am here. And when the fire fades, you will shine with my reflection, unbroken, unafraid, and wholly mine. Those who are wise will shine like the brightness of the heavens, and those who lead many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. Daniel 12:3. Beloved one, come closer. Lay down the weight of noise. The world has taught you to fill every quiet with sound, every space with motion, every pause with explanation. But my voice is not found in the storm of striving, nor in the endless echo of your own thoughts. I speak in the spaces between, in the stillness that the hurried heart fears. To hear me, you must dare to be silent. The Lord is in his holy temple. Let all the earth keep silence before him. Habakkuk 2:20. Wisdom lives not in the rush of words, but in the hush that follows them. Silence is not emptiness. It is sacred fullness, unrecognized. It is the womb from which revelation is born, the resting place where truth gathers strength before it speaks. The unwise flee from silence because they fear what it might reveal, their longings, their doubts, their unhealed wounds. But the wise make their home there, knowing that every whisper of stillness carries eternity's breath. In returning and rest you shall be saved. In quietness and in trust shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15. When you still your mind, when you stop trying to earn my attention or prove your devotion, you make space for encounter. The quiet heart is a throne where I dwell. I do not require eloquence to hear you, only honesty. Your sighs, your wordless ache, your tears falling unseen. These are prayers to me. For even silence, when held before me, becomes worship. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. I know how hard it is for you to rest. The noise of the world promises meaning but delivers only distraction. It lures you with endless voices, opinions, comparisons, fears disguised as urgency. They clamor for your attention until your soul forgets what peace sounds like. But when you withdraw to the quiet place, even for a breath, you begin to remember. For silence does not erase life, it restores it. It is there that I reintroduce you to yourself, not the version the world expects, but the one I created before the noise began. When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Matthew 6:6. The wise learn the discipline of holy quiet. They understand that not every mystery needs solving, not every question needs answering, not every wound needs explaining. Some truths are absorbed, not analyzed. Some comforts arrive not through speech, but through presence. Silence trains the heart to see beyond the surface, to perceive the rhythm of my spirit in places words cannot reach. The secret of the Lord is with those who fear him, and he will show them his covenant. Psalm 25:14. Beloved, there are moments when my greatest act of love is not to speak at all. In those pauses where heaven seems mute and your prayers hang unanswered, know this: I am not absent. I am shaping your listening. You are learning to discern the subtler languages of grace, the way sunlight lands on your skin, the unexpected kindness of a stranger, the scripture that stirs your heart at dawn. I speak through these as surely as I once spoke through prophets. After the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. 1 Kings 19:12. Even my son, in his darkest hour, faced the silence of the cross. And yet through that silence, redemption thundered across creation. So do not mistake my quiet for indifference. It is a holy pause between what has been and what will be. It is me breathing over the waters again, preparing a new creation within you. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Exodus 14:14. The wise do not rush to fill the stillness with noise. They sit in it as one would sit in sunlight, unhurried, receptive, aware that something invisible is working in them. Learn to listen beneath the noise, the pulse of your spirit, the rhythm of peace rising again, the heartbeat of my presence. For when you finally learn to rest in silence, you will discover that I was never far. The silence was never empty. It was full of me. My soul waits in silence for God alone. From him is my salvation. Psalm 62, verse 1. Beloved, do not fear the hush between words. Do not panic when heaven seems still. For even in silence I am speaking. In the way peace returns after tears, in the calm that follows surrender. Silence is my language when words would only diminish what I am doing in you. So close your eyes, slow your breath, and rest your thoughts. Let stillness become your sanctuary, and you will find me waiting there, not shouting but shining. The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in drought and strengthen your bones. You shall be like a watered garden. Isaiah 58:11. Be at peace, beloved. The voice you long to hear will come, not in thunder, but in quiet assurance. You are learning to recognize me not by sound, but by presence. The holy stillness that says, all is well. I am here. Beloved one, come, lean closer, and listen. Words are not merely vibrations in the air. They are vessels of spirit. They carry the weight of intention, the imprint of the heart, and the power to heal or wound. The world trains you to speak hastily, to react impulsively, to measure worth by volume rather than value. But wisdom, my Kohkma, teaches you to speak from the depths of the spirit, not from the noise of fear. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. Proverbs 18:21. Every word you utter is an instrument shaping unseen realms as surely as it shapes hearts. When anger rises, when anxiety presses, when doubt whispers, pause before releasing sound. In that pause, I am present, a counselor, a softening touch, a guiding hand. I long for your speech to echo my heart, words that lift, encourage, restore, and bring clarity. Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. Ephesians 4:29. Beloved, the tongue is a double-edged gift. When misused, it wounds not only others, but your own spirit. But when guided by Kohkma, it becomes a conduit of healing. A whispered truth can set a burdened soul free. A kind response can transform a moment of despair into hope. Even silence chosen wisely can speak more eloquently than endless words. Set a guard, O Lord, over my mouth. Keep watch over the door of my lips. Psalm 141, verse 3. I see your heart, the thoughts forming like tiny sparks in your mind, ready to ignite into words. Do not speak in haste. Let me sift your thoughts as gold is refined, leaving only what is precious and enduring. I am not asking perfection in speech. That is the enemy's trap. I am asking presence. I am asking honesty. Speak what comes from me, and your words will bear fruit in ways you cannot yet imagine. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in a setting of silver. Proverbs 25:11. Beloved child, you have journeyed far, walking through the corridors of understanding, learning to listen, to discern, to speak and act with the guidance of my spirit. Now we come to the culmination, the wisdom that springs not only from knowledge or experience, but from the very depths of the heart. Kohkma. My wisdom is most profound when it roots itself within your innermost being, shaping your desires, intentions, and the very beat of your soul. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. The heart is the garden in which wisdom grows. Every thought sown, every intention nurtured, every affection tended determines the fruit that will emerge. When your heart is aligned with me, my wisdom flows naturally through your mind, your words, and your actions. This is not the wisdom of the world, fleeting, brittle, self-seeking, but the eternal, life-giving wisdom that transforms every circumstance it touches. The heart of the discerning acquires knowledge, for the ears of the wise seek it out. Proverbs 18:15. Beloved, take courage in knowing that even when your heart feels weary, my spirit is at work, tending, nurturing, and cultivating understanding within you. Every moment of patience, every act of compassion, every choice to forgive, these are the waters and sunlight that allow Kohkma to flourish within. The trials you face, the confusion you endure, and the sorrow you carry are all opportunities for my wisdom to take root and bear fruit. He guides the humble in what is right and teaches them his way. Psalm 25:9. The heart aligned with me recognizes the value of stillness. In the quiet, my voice becomes clear. In reflection, my guidance becomes unmistakable. In prayer, your spirit communes with the source of all truth, receiving insights that the world cannot offer. The wise heart does not rush to judgment nor leap to reaction. It pauses, listens, and responds with discernment and grace. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Beloved, wisdom is inseparable from love. A heart aligned with me is a heart that loves, that seeks reconciliation, that extends mercy, that treasures peace. Knowledge without love is empty. Insight without compassion is incomplete. Kohkma dwells in hearts that choose understanding over pride, service over selfishness, and patience over haste. Through such hearts, my kingdom is revealed on earth as it is in heaven. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7. The heart is also the compass. It points toward truth, guides through darkness, and steadies your steps when the path is uncertain. When your heart is surrendered to me, your discernment becomes keen, your courage becomes rooted, and your joy becomes resilient. Even in storms, when fear tries to shake your faith, the wisdom of the heart keeps you anchored in my promises. Rejoice in hope. Be patient in tribulation. Be constant in prayer. Romans 12:12. Beloved, Kohkma is not a distant ideal, but a living reality within you. It teaches you to love rightly, to act justly, to speak kindly, and to live fully. Every choice you make, every thought you cultivate, every feeling you embrace, with my guidance contributes to the shaping of your heart into a vessel of divine wisdom. This is the ultimate treasure. A heart attuned to me, overflowing with life, hope, and peace that surpasses understanding. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Matthew 5:8. As you go forward, carry this truth. The wisdom of the heart is the foundation of your life, the lens through which all decisions are made, and the source of enduring joy. It is both shield and compass, counselor and comforter. Guard it, nurture it, and allow it to guide your steps, your words, and your thoughts. When your heart is aligned with my wisdom, you will radiate the light of Kohkmah, drawing others to peace, understanding, and life itself. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom. Colossians 3:16. Beloved, you are now equipped. The journey through Kohkmah is not a temporary lesson, but a lifelong companionship with my Spirit. Walk in it daily. Seek me in every thought, every conversation, every choice. Allow the wisdom of your heart to shine, not for your glory, but for the glory of the one who created you. As you do, your life becomes a living testament of my wisdom, grace, and unfailing love. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Proverbs 9:10. Rest in this knowledge, beloved. Kohkma has taken root in you. It will guide you, protect you, and bring forth fruit beyond what you can imagine. Walk forward with courage, with peace, and with the certainty that the wisdom of the heart is a gift that flows from me through you and into the world. Amen.